You know, I have been to a lot of factories over the last 4 years. I've been to factories that made guitars. I've been to factories that made beer. But I've never been to a factory until today that makes Pez. You remember Pez? Pez candy. And now I have been to Pez Visitors Center here in Orange, Connecticut. And if you haven't been here, get here very, very, very quickly. I mean, this is definitely something not only for children. That goes without saying. But it's also something for adults. I mean, adults will get a kick out of this. It is fantastic with Pez. They cover everything here, okay? The manufacturing, the creation. Nothing is left unanswered. As far as like an adult may be concerned, but it speaks to the kid in us too, here, if you're an adult. Because it traces the history of Pez, from the very beginning in Austria, actually. It comes from Austria, invented in Austria as a mint to help people stop smoking. It grew from there, okay? We're talking the 20s and 30s, that it was like a breath mint, sold as a breath mint to stop smoking. And then with the baby boomers in the 50s, Pez shifted from adults to children, basically. And started the aim to the big demographic, which were the baby boomers, the increasing number of children throughout the country. I mean, so just remarkable. The very first Pez dispensers, okay, were not so much character driven as they look like cigarette lighters. The earliest Pez looked like cigarette lighters. They didn't have characters until I think the 50s. And the first character was a witch at Halloween. And the first popular character to be featured on a Pez dispenser was Popeye in the 50s. And it just took off from there. And then, it just went on. They're collector's items. I mean, I've seen Pez's, sell for, I saw like $6,000 on one of them here. Just phenomenal, And, you name a brand or, Star Wars, Disney, they're all represented by Pez in some form or another throughout their history. And this is a lot of fun, and it's very educational. I mean, it's very educational. The biggest seller, as far as dispensers are concerned, throughout history has been Santa Claus. Santa Claus is the biggest seller of all time and continues to this day to be the most popular dispenser character here at Pez. This guy I remember from, I believe, my youth. I can't find a sign around here, but he's like the Pez employee. He's a Pez man, I think, is what he is. And check this out. I mean, you got a table here. Okay, sales, but check this dude out. Is that the coolest thing you've ever seen in your life? It's got, this greets, you know, everybody here at the Pez Visitors Center. Is that the coolest thing in the world? I mean, this, you know, I mean, oh, Pez did not forget the children here. You know, I'm, it is something. I mean, it is really quite a treat here, you know, to see and to learn about the, about Pez, okay? And it's, you know, it's fascinating. The first Pez were actually not in a dispenser. They were in that little kind of jewel case there, okay? Kind of like an early Altoid, okay? And then they went to the cigarette lighter, you know, before going characters, you know? That's just phenomenal. And what's great is Pez, you know, the visitor center here doesn't shy away from, yes, we sell our product, and we, you know, so the kids can enjoy the Pez, and the adults can realize, wow, this is remarkable. This is fantastic, you know, because most of the parents here probably are from, you know, like my generation, I would think, or, you know, Generation Xers who, you know, are raising their kids on Pez. And, yeah, so it's, you know, it's a win-win kind of thing here, you know, and it's just really something here in Orange, Connecticut. Now look at this, check this out. You want to take the elevator? There's 2 floors to this visitor center here. Okay. For maximum fun during your ride on the elevator, step in, raise your arms. Step 2, say wee, wee. Up we go, just like the spaceman in the 60s. Floor 2. Okay. They had Pez girls. Salesman that would go around. It looks kind of like a, you know, like an Oscar Wiener kind of thing, like a hot dog kind of thing they had. But they had like girls that would go around to like snack bars and things like that and hand out Pez, you know. Check out the Pez hog here at the Pez Visitors Center, okay? Check that out. They have the creators of this back there along the wall, which makes it, I can't read it. I tried to find out, you know, who are the guys that put this together and how'd they come up with it, but it's just too far back. But is that cool? Look at that. Okay. This is something. This is really a great place. Up here on the 2nd floor, you get more of the material stuff, more of the sales stuff here, like the Pez girls and the Pez uniforms. Up here also, you can have a Pez party. Okay, there's room here for a Pez party. You know, complete with sink, mother. Okay, so you can bring things in, store things. Okay. Pez from around the world is featured up here. Okay. And as well as some of the early advertisements, okay, that appeared in magazines and newspapers and things like that to sell the Pez into, you know, early ads for, you know, the increasing popularity of the new witch Pez head dispenser, you know. And then some of the earlier machines, the vending machines. I don't remember these, but I do remember this one distinctly from my supermarket. Okay. Yeah, that one I remember. That's one I remember. And then this one I've also seen in my youth. Okay. These are machines from overseas. Okay. From basically the same time as the American models. Something to see here in Orange, Connecticut. It's the Pez Visitors Center and Factory, and you learn a lot about Pez and the history of Pez, and boy, it ranks up there with some of the best factories I visited here around the country in the last 4 years. It's Pez.